Good afternoon. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares. Today, I want to talk to you about fiber and actually how much fiber do you need in a day and where are we going to get all this fiber from? So first off, let's talk about what actually is fiber. So fiber is a type of carbohydrate, but this is one that the body cannot digest. So what does that actually mean? So like other carbohydrates are actually broken down into sugar molecules. Well, because the fiber is not digestible and it doesn't break down into sugar molecules, what does that actually mean? It means it is going to help regulate your body's use of sugar. And that means it's going to help keep hunger in check and also your blood sugar in check. So that is why fiber is so important and what it actually does for you. Now, how much fiber do we need in a day? So men need between 21 and 25 grams of fiber women, oh my goodness. Women need between 21 and 25 grams of fiber per day. Men need anywhere between 30 and 38 grams of fiber per day. So where are these sources of fiber and how are we going to get them? There are actually a lot of sources of fiber out there besides the supplements. You can get them from the foods you eat every day, but you need to choose wisely. So beans, lentils, those are great sources of fiber that you can incorporate into your meals all day long. Whole grains. Now, I'm talking like whole wheat bread, whole wheat pasta, brown rice, all those things are good sources of fiber and just things you can flip over, things you might be eating already, but maybe change them up a little bit so you're going to get more fiber out of what you are eating. Popcorn is a good snack that actually has a good amount of fiber in it. So 1 cup of popcorn is 1 gram of fiber. No, that's not a ton, but if you're going to snack wisely. Now, I'm not saying go to the movies, load it up with butter and do that, but just pop regular popcorn. You don't really need anything on it. It's just tasty as is. And for every cup, you're going to get 1 gram of fiber in that snack. Now, if you're looking for a different kind of snack that's going to have a lot more fiber, an apple. 1 apple actually has approximately 4 grams of fiber. Of course, it depends a little bit the size of the apple, but roughly. So that is a great fruit that you can have with a good source of fiber. Berries, blueberry, for example, 1 cup of blueberries, 4 grams of fiber per cup. That's nice. You're talking blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, all the berries. All those are good choices and good sources of fiber. Nuts. Now, nuts have approximately 3 grams per serving. But I'm not saying go crack open the can of nuts like we all know, right? No. Yes, they're tasty and they're good and they are a good source of fiber. But the problem is when you do that, most of those nuts are going to be cooked in oils. So what is that oil going to do? Yeah, it's going to make it taste tasty, but it's going to add a lot of extra fat. Nuts already have a good source of fat anyway, but we don't need all that extra. So when you are searching for nuts, look for raw nuts or dry roasted. And those are going to be the healthy choices that still have just as much fiber, but you're not going to get all that extra added fat that we really don't need with the nuts. A baked potato. Now, the key with the baked potato, you want to eat the skin. So before you bake it, scrub it down really good. Put it on the, put it in the grill, put it in the oven, whatever it is, but do a baked potato with the skin. And it is approximately 3 grams, depending on the size of the potato, if you do the baked potato and the skin. So that I thought was quite interesting. So just so you know that as well. Bran cereal. So change up what you're having in the morning. Have oatmeal. That's another good source of fiber. Now that it's getting colder, a lot of people, it's a little chillier mornings. People are thinking about oatmeal. So do that and you will get a good source of fiber starting your day off. Vegetables, the crunchier, the better when it comes to vegetables. So broccoli, if I have broccoli fans out there, with broccoli, it's approximately 5 grams of fiber per cup. That's quite a bit as well. So another good choice. Avocados. So if you like guacamole or if you like to put avocado on your toast, on your salad, whatever it is, 1 cup of avocado is 10 grams of fiber. So if you guys pay attention to what I said, how much does a woman need? 21 to 25 grams. Oh my gosh, that's half almost right there, right? A man, 30 to 38. So a third just from 1 avocado. And I think that's why avocados have become, they're everywhere, right? And now when you go to a restaurant, avocado toast, you see avocados everywhere. My little guy even has a stuffed avocado, one of those little loveys. So it is something that you see. And this is why, because it truly is a good, healthy source of fiber to do the avocado. Now let's talk about getting too much fiber. That is going to be extremely rare because you're going to have to eat a lot of these things, unless you're going to eat a whole bunch of avocados, to get too much fiber per day. But if you do get too much fiber, you're going to notice like GI symptoms like bloating, gas, constipation. So what are you going to do? Drink some more water. That will actually help if you've, gone too much one day. I'm sure this would be really hard to do it consistently, but people do high fiber diets. But when they mean high fiber diets, they're actually getting pretty close to what they need per day, because most people do not eat like this every day. So a high fiber intake, what does that help? It's going to decrease the risk of colon cancer. That is huge. This is why we really need to pay attention to our fiber intake to actually have a decrease the risk of colon cancer. Amazing. Good gut health. I talk about gut health all the time. You want a good healthy gut? That's going to affect everything, your immune system all over. So take care of your gut, get enough fiber. Excuse me. It also decreases the risk of heart disease, decreases the risk of diabetes. Remember how I talked about the blood sugar a little bit ago, how it's broken down? That's exactly why, because that fiber is keeping your blood sugar in check. So if you're doing this, the risk of diabetes is of course going to go down. Now, for women, having a high fiber diet when they are young as adolescents, also into young adulthood, that is actually going to decrease the risk of breast cancer. You guys, I'm just touching on a few of these benefits of what fiber can actually do for your body. This is life-changing. So there's no reason why we are not trying to eat better and get good sources of fiber in our diet each and every day. Now, here's some things you want to think about. I talked about fruits and veggies, right? So get a piece of fruit. Don't drink the juice. Why do you not want to drink the juice? Yes, there is some fiber in the juice, but what else are you getting? A ton of sugars that you don't need. And most juices are not 100% juice. They're going to have a lot of those extra fillers in them as well. So please grab the piece of fruit. Yes, is it easier to pour a glass of juice? Absolutely. Than to cut the fruit, wash the fruit, all those things. But think about the difference for your body, what you are doing. Replace white rice with brown rice. Replace your white bread, your pastas, all those with whole wheat, whole grain bread, whole wheat pasta, whole grain pasta. All those things are so important. Just those little changes, huge, because the white rice, there's really no fiber in the white rice. So we need to look at brown rice and those whole grain alternatives. Now, what can you do with beans? You can substitute your beans 2 to 3 times a week instead of meat. Think about that next time you're making chili or soup. Put more beans and lentils in there. You are going to get a huge source of fiber, and you're not going to have all the side effects of having so much red meat. But look at the benefits. So these are I am just touching on a few things, you guys. I could go on and on and on. You don't want me to talk about fiber, I'm sure, for hours and hours and hours, but really it is essential to your health to do this every day. Not today, stop tomorrow. You've got to make it a consistent effort to do this. If you're somebody and you're looking at this and saying, oh, I don't really like anything she talked about, there are other sources of fiber. There are good, clean supplements that you can take as well. If you're like, oh, I don't mind eating one avocado, but these other things, no, that doesn't interest me. Or I'm happy to have popcorn, but you're not getting a ton from that snack, right? And you're just kind of picking and choosing and looking at what I'm talking about. Then you need to find a good fiber supplement that you're going to get a decent amount to help with all these disease states I just talked about. If you guys have questions, please reach out to me. I will help you navigate through all this. Be like, oh my gosh, what all did she say? Where how am I going to get my daily fiber, and how am I going to find the best supplement? So again, remember, we've got to take care of what's going on the inside if we're going to take care of what is going on the outside as well. Thank you guys so much for listening. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares.